My dear brothers and sisters, we have all made vows to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-A'raf, verse 172, and remember when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extracted from the children of Adam their loins from their backs and made them testify, Alastu bi rabbikum, am I not your Lord? And they said, Qalu bala shahidna, indeed we have testified, so that on the day of judgment we will not be able to say that we were heedless of this affair, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our creator and sustainer. And that was one of the first things that came to my mind, the vow, the covenant that we made with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, greater than any vow that a husband makes to a wife, or a wife to a husband, or a mother to a child, or any other relationship. Yet you see, when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, shaitan has won this battle in distancing us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I want to dedicate this talk to loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again. I want to dedicate this talk to getting to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again, in hopes that we can fulfill our vow to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter what happens in our lives, no matter how bad that amnesia gets, no matter how bad the accident. We will always know who Allah is and why we love Him. Let's start off by how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us of this in the Quran. The famous verse that all of us know here, we've heard it many, many times, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, that I did not create the mankind and jinn except for my worship. The greatest mufassir of the Quran, Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, he said about this verse, that to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning that the greatest form of worship that we can do is to get to know who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Because once you truly know who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, you cannot help but to worship Allah and to love Allah and to venerate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Hashr, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, and do not become of those people who forgot Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them forget themselves. Indeed, these people are the transgressors. Now, there's 2 points in this verse over here. The first point is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not be of those people who forgot Allah. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just doesn't give you a problem, He gives you a solution as well. So the solution to having forgotten Allah is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on to tell you who He is 2 verses later, when He goes on to tell us in these 3 beautiful verses who Allah is, which starts off with هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. In these 3 verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us of who He is. So the people who forget Allah get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again through His names and attributes. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us a second lesson, and this is the logical proof in terms of why we need to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're constantly told that this journey of life is about self-discovery, discovering who we are, discovering ourselves. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in this verse that in order to truly discover who you are, in order to truly discover your potential, you need to discover who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is first. Because you will become a manifestation of the things that you ask Allah for, a manifestation of the things that you obey Allah with, a manifestation of those things that you plead Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. So in order to truly discover who you are, you need to discover who your creator is. Because if your creator is filled with generosity, He will create generosity in you. If your creator is loving, He will create love in you. If your creator is pardoning, then He will instill pardoning inside of you as well.